Good morning, everybody. It's Barb Katie here. Another wonderful Monday for us to get together and check in with each other and see how we're doing. I hope your weekend was fabulous. I hope that you're safe if you were in the path of Ida as she riproared through a southern part of the U.S. over the weekend. Uh, Friends of mine have reported in that they're safe, and that's always such a relief when we're facing terrible weather, which we really can't control. And I am grateful for everyone that checked in and said we're safe. So far, most of my friends and family that were in the path of Ida seem to have been spared a lot of damage. They've had some, but it's something that they can deal with and hopefully overcome in very short order. Uh, with that said, we'll start off the week thinking positive and keeping everyone in our thoughts and our prayers as we go along through the journey that Ida still has to take. And there's so many things with which we deal every day over which we have no control. Like the terrible fires they've been having out west and in Canada that have devastated so much land. It's just all we can do is work at getting through. Which sort of brings me to what I wanted to talk to everyone about a little bit today. And it is that ability to pick yourself up when things go wrong and keep fighting, to keep going no matter what. That I think is a trait all of us could spend a lot of time reflecting on and being appreciative of. As I was thinking about what I wanted to share with everyone this morning, I was recalling a movie that I had decided to watch last night, which actually is one of my favorite movies. It's called True Grit. And the original came out in the late 60s and starred John Wayne. And then there was a remake of it, which was really, really good as well, not too long ago. But I love the theme of the movie, and I love the girl that was the main character of the movie. The John Wayne character was called Rooster Cogburn, and I always thought that was a really cool name to have. And then the young lady who was looking for the killer, Maddie Ross, was the other character. And I think that both of them displayed something that all of us want, which is that spirit of true grit. And as I watched the movie again, I was thinking about our TOPS journey as well. And all the people I have known in TOPS through the years. And if someone were to ask me, oh, that person just joined the chapter, do you think he or she is going to be successful? How do I know? What is it? What is that one thing, or is there one thing that's a good predictor of success? I think everybody would like to know what is that one thing that is most likely, if developed, if used, if focused upon, is most likely to get us to where we really want to go. I taught school for a long time, and one thing I do know absolutely is IQ is not a good indicator of success, nor is social IQ. People would often say, well, he's got it made. He's going to have no problems at all in life. He has a really high IQ. Well, that's just a measure of potential. If he uses it, it certainly could be helpful. But if he doesn't use it, it's not going to help him a bit. Same way with social IQ. If a person uses it, it might help them. But it certainly isn't going to mean much if it isn't used. Um, I look at my own sons, and they're pretty bright kids, but they had other lessons they needed to learn besides just thinking they could get by on uh, the potential they had. They struggled with grades, they struggled with tests, like most kids do. They struggled with not wanting to follow all of the rules. So I know that IQ is not a good indicator. How kids do on tests, or quizzes, or homework, or what their grades are, is no real indicator either. Uh, and then people have said, well, okay, so if it isn't their grades that predict how well they're going to be, maybe it's their psychology. Uh, Maybe it's their motivation. Well, maybe so. I think that hits a little bit closer to the mark. I know it's not necessarily talent. You can have a very talented individual that, for some reason, doesn't use the talent that was given to them, and does not achieve the level of success that might be possible otherwise. So what is it? What is the predictor? People come into TOPS with all levels of knowledge and understanding about what their issue might be in terms of being successful at losing weight. A lot of people know a lot about nutrition. A lot of people know a lot about exercise activities. A lot of people know a lot of stuff about their behaviors and their habits. But that isn't necessary. Knowing is not enough. I guess that's what I want to say, is just knowing is not enough. If you don't apply what you know, does it really matter? You could have all the knowledge in the world, but if it just sits there in a drawer and you don't take it out and dust it off and apply it to your life, is that enough? No. And even applying it to your life isn't necessarily enough. Just that. One thing I do know, and that's the reason I guess I wanted to talk about this subject today, is that what seems to be the determiner is a mindset that expects that you're going to grow. A mindset that says you have the ability to learn, and it's going to be related to the effort you make at learning whatever it is at hand. That, I guess, is what True Grit represented to me, was that both Rooster and Maddie were determined, absolutely determined, that they were going to find the man. That was what they had decided was their mission, and no matter how many obstacles they ran across or came up against, or boulders got thrown in their way, or rivers had to be crossed, they were not going to let anything deter them. They had this tenacity, this grit, this work ethic, the stamina and endurance to continue to persevere, to attain the goal they sought, which was finding this man and bringing him to justice. And that led me to think, yeah, okay, what we're about in TOPS when it comes to losing weight is we are not running a sprint. We're just not going to be really and truly successful long term. We're going to have to be marathoners. We're going to have to pace ourselves. We're going to have to understand that as we go through this process, there are going to be some challenges that we're going to have to work to overcome. There are going to have to be some difficulties that we have to meet, face, and probably accept. Um, there are going to have to be detours that we need to find a different path because the one we were on is no longer working for us or may even be closed for repairs. And it is that ability to stay the course through time that really defines, to me, those members in our organization who I admire so much, who continue day after day, week after week, year after years to stay the course, that have the grit to keep on keeping on. I know Rick has been sharing with us in his Friday message of accountability the challenges that he has had to meet, deal with, overcome, and find workarounds for. And the message I get always from Rick when he talks is, this is not going to get the best of me. I am going to find my path that works best for me, and I'm in here for the long run. It's wonderful to come in and lose a whole bunch of weight really, really fast and reach that arbitrary number, which is called our goal. But can we sustain it through time? What will we do when the going gets tough? Will we just say, oh, well, tried that, didn't work, moving on? Hopefully not. Hopefully all of us will reach down deep within ourselves for that grit, for that willingness to look at what we're doing, learn from it if it's not working, and find something else that we can give a try that will maybe work better for us at this stage of our life based on the circumstances that we're having to deal with at the time. I know when I first joined TOPS, losing weight came much more easily. I was younger, my metabolism was higher, probably my activity level was a lot higher because I had all my children when I was very young in TOPS and we were constantly active and moving around. I have seen physiological changes through time that have to be accounted for. They are not excuses, they are just physiological changes. Do I have the strength, the endurance, the insight, the perseverance, and the desire to, as I change, adapt what works best for me when it goes to living my most healthy life? Do I have the stamina to go slower but more purposefully toward the target I seek? One of the things that always inspires me so much every year when the annual recognition events start to happen are our members who have been on this journey for decades, who finally reached where they wanted to be. It was not smooth sailing. It was not a straight shot. It was a convoluted course that they had to travel. Lots of things had to be learned, relearned, adjusted, adapted, whatever. But they had within them that grit, that desire, that determination to keep going and to actually go the distance, no matter how long it took. There was no arbitrary deadline set. It was simply do the best you can with the day you are given and move forward when you put that day to rest. Learn from it and keep going. And if we are, in fact, lifelong learners, which is something I feel all of us should strive to be, the more we do it, the more naturally it will become a part of our lives. And the easier the journey will be when we understand that we are meant to grow as we go, and that each day gives us that opportunity to learn something else that will help us to carry forward those lessons, and to stay the course, to not give up just because everything doesn't work out exactly the way we thought it would when we started, or on any particular day. Life, I have found, changes a lot of the time without notice, and it's meant to be adapted to as we go through it. So thank you all for having the grit to stay the course when the going gets tough, and the faith and belief in each other to help one another find their own path and to hold true to the course that they're on. Grit to me is probably the best determiner of the success we can have in this journey. And it has, I guess, to do a little bit with being a tiny bit stubborn and refusing to give up when you know the goal is within your grasp and can be achieved. So, man your hands, ladies and gentlemen, with that gritty determination. Stay the course, keep after it, and remember that you are a success every single day that you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on trying. Thanks so much, and I'm heading out the door between the raindrops to my chapter meeting. Talk to you later. Bye.